Hey, Brooklyn Book Bodega. How are you all? It's so great to be here today talking with you. I'm Lisa Zaretsky and I'm an early childhood educator. I created a program after many years as a preschool teacher. I created a program in 2010 called Play Again, and it's all about reusing the everyday for play. And I have classes for children that focus on doing just that, repurposing and reusing what we already have for meaningful and engaging, open-ended, creative experiences. I started my Play Again Reads account on Instagram so that I could share with you all the picture books that I love. And today I want to share with you, the Brooklyn Book Bodega community, a book about my cat. So I also like to use what I have when it comes to books. So I've written this book about my cat, and I think now in particular, since we're home so much, it's nice to think about and focus on what makes us us and what ways we can celebrate the things that bring us joy, the things that make our lives feel just full of love. And pets are one of those things for sure. For me, my cat is Pearl, and the book is called Pearl in the World. It is an original story about an original cat, and I'm going to share it with you. Pearl is a cat who lives in New York City by the Hudson River with her family. Pearl likes the moon. Pearl also likes the sun and how warm it makes her feel. But what Pearl especially likes is to be pet. Pearl's best friend is a small dog named Dubby. They snuggle and sniff and eat, and they rest. Pearl has a furry face with spots and whiskers and a wet pink nose. She also has soft, pointy ears. Pearl is extremely curious. What's this? A ball? What's this? A plant. Oh, what's this? Is it a box? Is this a bed? Pearl likes to make new friends. See, there's a bird that came up to our window. But she doesn't mind being alone. Pearl gets very tired from all the fun she has each day, so every night she yawns and stretches and curls up tight and falls fast asleep. Good night, Pearl. The end, everyone. Today I wanted to talk with you a little bit about how there are many ways to tell a story. Particularly today I want to talk about your story and telling your story, and ways that if you want to at home explore materials that you can use to write your own story. So I did that. I've shared this with you before. Pearl in the World is a book I wrote about my cat, and I wrote another one called Peking Pearl, and those are in typical traditional book form. I photographed my pet, and I wrote the text, the words, and then I sent it to a company to have it printed. But if you don't want to go through all of that, I wanted to share with you is if you don't want to write a book in a traditional way and have it be bound with a cover and the pages and have it be one way that it stays that way always, there are things you can use. You don't have to buy anything special. You can just look around your house and combine items that are repurposed to create your own story. So one of the things that I used today was coffee filters, and I wrote my story on here, so you could write words if you wanted, but you could also fill it with photographs, or you could just do drawings. You don't need it to have text. You could be the person that says the words when you look through and have all the images inside. So this could be something that you could use. Another thing that you could use is a piece of paper, and you could have an evolving story. So this is one that doesn't live only in one way. You can fill in the blanks. So once they're lived, a, who, and you leave it very open-ended. And you can sort of pass these prompts around with your family, and everybody could write their own, and then you could change what you want to write, however often you feel like it. So this is an open-ended, evolving story. And then another way to tell a story, which I'm sure you're familiar with, is a photo album. And in this case, I decided that it might be fun to create a photo album with something that can also change. So it's sort of your story for the day. You can have something that closes and opens and fill it with whatever you want to tell your story that day. So it could be a photograph, but also it could be something that just tells the story of what you did that day. I woke up and I combed my hair, and I drank something where I took the lid off, and then I opened a package of pretzels that had a rubber band, and now inside here is my story for the day. And it's all prompts and materials and relics and reminders. And another thing that you could do to tell your story is that you could just actually create a narrative using items that might be interactive. So today I'm going to use water, and I have on this side of this cap that I just showed you is a little fish. Actually, it could be a duck this way, fish this way, it's up to you. And I'll plop it in the water and it sinks. Yikes! Let's try that again. There it goes. So the fish is floating in the water, and you could actually just sit down and begin a story. You could say it aloud, or you could think of it on your own and just imagine how it might play out. I created a frog that could go in the water. And then also I was thinking the same rubber band, because I like to reuse and repurpose, could be an eel or a snake. And this is a whole story about a water scene.